This is part 2 of our Kente cloth project, weaving. So you've got your 2 Kente cloth patterns that you painted last time, and you're going to set one aside. We're going to make this first one here into the warp. So we are going to fold it hamburger style. That means the way that makes it look fatter, like that. Let me show you how not to fold it. This is hot dog style. It's long. This is not how you should fold it. Hamburger style. So go ahead and fold the paper. Make a nice crease. Make sure it matches up pretty even. Nice crease there. Now the crease is so important. You have to make sure you know where that crease is and where the opening is. See, this is the opening, and that's the crease. You have to make sure you know where the crease is because it's really important that you put your ruler up to the creased part. So set your ruler up next to the crease. Again, make sure it's on the crease, really important. And you'll take a pencil, and you're just going to make a little mark at every inch on the ruler. So make sure you're on the inches, the bigger numbers. And this is really simple. All you need to do is make a mark where you see the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, all the way across until you get to 8. So 8 little marks on the crease of your paper. Again, make sure you did that on the creased part. Yep, I did. Always good to double and triple check. Then you'll take a pair of scissors and you are going to cut from the first mark that you made. So make a cut and you're going to cut up through the folded paper, up, 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 and then stop somewhere near the top. Do not cut the whole thing. Once you make that first cut and stop, then you can take your ruler and where that first cut ended, you can just make a line straight across. And now you know to stop at this line when you're cutting. So go up to the second mark and cut, cut, cut up, and then stop. And just keep going until you've cut on all those little marks. And there you go, and if you unfold it, this is what it looks like. This is the warp. Alright, now it's time to make the weft. And you're going to fold it the same way, hamburger style. Make sure you're on the crease. You're going to take your ruler, put it up next to the crease. You're going to mark on the inches, the numbers, the bigger numbers, all the way across. And now this time, watch how I cut it. This time I am going to cut all the way because we're going to make the weft threads out of this piece of paper. So cut all the way. So you got a bunch of weft threads. It's probably a really good idea before you start weaving to write your name on all of these threads just in case they get lost or if you don't have time to finish your weaving today. Then I won't lose them. So once you have all your name on all the weft threads, you can take your warp. And now we're going to start weaving. So you can take your first weft thread and take them in order. You can put your painting back together like a puzzle. And here's how we're going to start. Look at these threads here. I'm just calling them threads because that's a weaving term. We're going to start by going over the first warp thread with the weft and then under the second one. So over the third one, under. Notice a pattern here, over, under, over, under. So weave that weft thread through the warp, over, under, and there's your first one. Goes over, under, do this so that you don't accidentally skip one. So take your next weft thread. This is important. It's going to be different because we started over with the first one. We're going to start under with the next one. We always start opposite. So now we're going under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, making sure we get each and every one. We're not skipping any by accident. And pull it through and scooch it up so it's up next to that first one. And there you go. Now it's got kind of this checkerboard pattern. This is exactly what we want. So then the next one, it's going to start opposite of the one that I just did. So we're going back, starting over, over, under, over, under. And just keep going through your weft threads. Now watch what happens here. I get a little distracted. I'm weaving this one under, over, under, over. And then I realize, oh, that looks weird. It's kind of loose too. That's because I didn't start the opposite way. I started them both by going under. So look how loose it is. This is why we start opposite, because it makes our weaving very secure. So if you do mess up like that, just pull it out and do it right. It's really easy. Okay, I have one left over here. You might too. You can get rid of it or keep it, whatever. But your weaving is done. And look at how cool that is. Last thing you should do is write your name clearly on the back.